Alright guys, in today's video I'm going to attempt to answer the question that everyone asks me when they find out I left Mormonism. And I'm sure you already know what that question is. If someone leaves a religion, we immediately want to know, what are you going to believe in now? And this is just part of the human condition to be asking these questions from the moment we become aware. Who am I? Where did I come from? What is my purpose here? So it's been 3 years since I left the church in my childhood, and I still don't have answers to these questions, but I don't think that's a bad thing, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you why. When you grow up in a religion, you already have all the answers to these questions neatly packaged for you when you ask them. It's very nice, it's very convenient in one way, but in another way, it makes it so that you don't ask those questions anymore. You don't search for those answers because you already have them. The truth is, and you can tell by just the sheer amount of people that have asked me what I believe in now, people are not willing to go to that place where they don't have answers. It's extremely uncomfortable. We need that ground beneath our feet so that we're not free falling into the unknown. And without having these answers, you get pushed into something called an existential crisis. So everyone experiences an existential crisis differently, but I came up with several different analogies trying to describe this crazy experience that I was going through. The first way I'm going to try and describe this is like I was a character in a video game, but the moment that I realized it, my guy died and then the game froze up, but somehow I was still stuck inside this video game where my life had completely ended, and so I had no idea what I was supposed to do in here now. On the other hand, now that the game was frozen and my guy was dead, I could just wander around and actually explore the game without an end in mind, without a purpose, just for the experience itself. The other analogy I used to describe how it felt was that I was on this straight and narrow path forging through the woods, thinking that the end destination was eternal bliss. So I did everything I could to just work hard and stay on this path, and it turned out that I ended up at a dead end at the face of a cliff. And there was nothing there. There was no final destination. I mean, this sense that just suddenly everything that you were working toward didn't actually exist, it's such a strange feeling. On one end, it's kind of exciting because it's like, well, I have this entire world to explore. But on the other hand, it's extremely disappointing because what is the purpose now? What is the point? I had a purpose and a point. I mean, there were days when I would just wake up and cry because I missed having that security, that stability, the community of my religion, of knowing all the answers. And it just felt like I was free falling in outer space. But in going through this whole process, I started watching YouTube videos about existential crisis. And they talk about different stages that you'll go through. And that was really helpful for me to know that, okay, I'm not alone. This is totally normal that I'm going through this. So a lot of people, when they're going through this existential crisis, will go through a period where they have nihilistic ideas. What's the point? There's no point. This is just a fluke. We're just happen to be here, and when we die, it's all going to be over and there's nothing. When I looked that possibility in the face and I accepted that that possibility might just be what it is, I actually found a deep inner peace where I was okay if this is all there is. It would be okay. And it actually made this life feel even more beautiful and amazing that we even exist at all, and it made me want to treasure each and every moment that I have. One of the other stages that you go through is starting to feel like you're crazy. You just don't even know what to believe anymore. I often joked that it felt like at any moment a giant magical rabbit was going to unzip the sky and peek his head in and say, "Hey, come on, I'm gonna tell you the truth of what it all actually is." Like, I had no idea what it could be now. The possibilities of what this reality is suddenly became endless. So the only thing that I really knew for sure was that I didn't know anything at all. One of the most difficult parts of finding out that everything I had believed had been a lie was that you don't want to trust your thoughts and feelings anymore, because I trusted my thoughts and feelings to be telling me the truth, and they were telling me lies. And this process that you go through is actually extremely similar to grieving a loss. There were days that I just missed having a church to go to and having my beliefs confirmed. I mean, studies have shown that you get endorphins when you reaffirm your beliefs every single time. And I knew that just hopping into another church was going to be just adapting another story that may or may not be true, that would just be going back into another box, because I was uncomfortable with this feeling of not having something. Since I left the church, I have done so much reading into science and the way that the universe works. But what fascinates me the most when I've started looking into the science of what we know is the placebo effect and the power of belief. After researching several scientific studies about the placebo effect, I started to realize that belief not only has the power to change our reality, but the things that we believe actually start to become our reality. That meant that it didn't actually matter if I found the ultimate truth to everything. The only thing that matters in my reality is what I believe the truth to be. And realizing that I now get to choose my beliefs in order to control my reality is extremely powerful. So if I wanted to believe that this is a depressing, meaningless existence, then it could become that for me. But if I wanted to believe that this universe is based on love, that there is goodness to be found everywhere you look, then that could become my reality. Watch this video I made about the good and the bad in the universe all being part of one whole, and how to find the goodness in your life. Have you experienced any of these feelings going through an existential crisis of your own? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So going forward on my channel, the purpose and my intention is to explore the unknown. I hope you will come on this journey with me and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.